ADR, this is King Black coming at you once again from my humble abode. And I just wanted to say good evening to all of you out there listening. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the views. Feels good to be back. You know what I mean? It's been a minute. I miss y'all guys. Anyways, don't wait until you get too deep before you realize and you open your eyes, man. Don't wait until you are in a situation like Tekashi 6ix9ine or juelz Santana before you realize you done messed up, you done goofed, and you need to fix the way you're living. Don't wait until you make a mistake too big that you can't recover from it unscathed. You gotta start from now, man. You don't want to be sitting in a courtroom looking at a judge, looking at a piece of paper that says plea deal on it. You don't want to wait just to be told your best shot is 10 to 15 years, you might get out in 5. You want to live the kind of lifestyle where you can be flashy, proud of yourself, but yet still come home and sleep in your own bed instead of coming back to a cell or taking an eternal nap marked by a tombstone as a pillow. That's not the kind of lifestyle I want to see this young generation out here living. I've been in this life, and I know some of y'all are tired of hearing it, for more than a decade, man. And having been barely into my 30s, I still got a long road ahead of me, man. And I tell you, 2 things have kept me out of some deep trouble that will lead me into the dirt nap or the steel cage. And one of those things is a proactive leadership in my life. The people who brought me in to the nation, the people who crowned me, led me the right way, taught me the right way, taught me it isn't the stereotype I should be aspiring to live up to. My job is to be an example to those younger than me on how to be a king every day of their life. I might not be like the game, I might not be like Snoop Dogg, I might not have millions in my bank account, but I can tell you one thing: I've always been free. I've never had to face a charge, man, and that's from having people advise me the right way. Not having the wrong people talking into my ear trying to convince me to do dirt. And no matter what I do, it stays with me. I'm not out there opening my mouth for the world to know everything I've done or haven't done. I'm just saying my record is clean and clear. I have done nothing unprovoked. I'm not out here dealing, man. It's not worth it. For what, man? When you're out there dealing, you're not making yourself rich. You're making people higher up the food chain rich. And guess who takes the fall, man? The street level people, they get hit the hardest. And when I see these situations go down, like Tekashi 6ix9ine, and that's mainly the main one right now at this point, because he had so many chances to keep his head up and stay clean, man. He has so many close calls, beating some charges, man. Beating assault charges, getting off from probation, getting, that stuff that he had to go face in Texas, man. He beat that. He doesn't understand how lucky he is, man. Other people who don't have that celebrity status, they wouldn't have been given that option. They would have been sent instantly to a year or more for assault, man. Got another black spot on that record. And he kept mouthing off, man, acting like he was untouchable. Then you got all these people out here. Because you got to realize, man, some people don't care about their own life. So they got nothing to lose, man. Because they're not afraid to reach out and touch you. Even if it means that they too will lose their soul. Will lose their life. Will lose their freedom. They don't care about that. They care about the name they carry with them on the street, man. Thinking that's going to hold weight 20 decades, man. Look at me, man. 2 decades down the road. They think that the young ones who are 4 and 5 years old now, coming into the system when they're 25, are going to have respect for them. Y'all seeing the pack of lions, right? You know how when the lion gets older, the younger, stronger lions rise up to challenge the leader. They try to exile that old lion out the way. Well, that's what happens in the street life, man. If you're not in it every single day, you disappear to go behind bars. Man, that power only extends so far, man. But when you're on the street every day for decades and people know who you are, who you belong to, and you've been free for decades, man, that power reaches way farther than any power behind bars, man. Having a life of freedom beats having a life behind bars. Having power behind bars means nothing when you can't do what you want, eat what you want, see who you want. If you got a wife, forget about it. You ain't getting them conjugals, man. But people here don't think about that, man. This younger generation, they think of the moment. They think of the insult on social media. They think of the insult on Twitter. They think of the insult on Instagram, man. And they get blinded, man. Their mind ceases to work. They go on a blind rage. And before they know it, they're standing before a judge crying, man. Saying, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do this. I promise I'll do better. When they destroyed multiple lives, like what happened with Junior Guzman, man. How many people were touched by that incident? Loss of one life and at least a dozen destroyed. There's a trickle effect that happens, man. This life isn't about living fast and hard, man. It's about longevity. You're trying to be out here living right so that down the road, when you're 50 and 60 years old, you're not telling stories of regret, man. You're telling stories of pride. You're telling stories of how you kept homeboys out and you were there to celebrate milestones, man. Celebrate retirement at your job, at a career, success at an education. That's what you should aspire to. This lifestyle carries with it risks, man, but you can mitigate those risks by limiting what you do in this lifestyle. If you're not out here looking for a fight all the time, if you're not out here dealing, slanging drugs, dope, if you're not out there being, just going buck wild, man, you will see that there's more to this life that you're not enjoying. You're not enjoying brotherhood. You're not enjoying camaraderie. You're not enjoying leadership opportunity. You're not enjoying the opportunity to mentor others. When you're out here carrying the 40 on your hip with the mindset of tracking down a rival, you're destroying yourself. Versus me, if I'm outside carrying the 40 on my hip, I'm not out there looking for trouble or instigating it. I'm simply going to protect myself from any imminent threats towards me, but I'm not going to go out there looking for a fight. Because believe me, man, people out here are opportunistic. There is no such thing as honor on these streets. As soon as I turned my back, a rival would put a bullet in me. But it's all about carrying yourself in such a manner that they have that 50-50 doubt that they have a chance to lose. And makes them think twice. So you make yourself an easy target. You make yourself an easy prey. You're nothing but food. You should be out here, man, trying to get an education, trying to get a degree. You can represent who you represent, man, but you got to represent the right way. You got to put the petty stuff aside, man, and focus on what's real. The day-to-day stuff, that's not real, man. You got to look at the big picture. You got to look at these kids growing up without the parents, man, because they're locked in jail, or the parents are junkies, or the parents are killers, or the parents are dead. You got to be a leadership example. You got to lead by example. Those of us out here who have had our marks, those of us who mark our membership by carrying the ink on our bodies, we especially have to work harder to maintain a clean image. Why? Because when people see the ink, there's already an association of who you are in their mind. Our job is to show them we aren't the people who they see on Gangland, on History Channel. We aren't the people that you see in Boys in the Hood. That those of us who truly join an organization due to hardships in our own lives, we should be able to show those people in our community that we are here to build and protect our community, not to destroy it, not to prey on it, not to destroy kids who were just like us and lead them down a path of destruction, man. There are very few of my own homeboys that are still around, that aren't in the cage, who aren't sleeping eternally because of decisions that they made, because they didn't have their eyes open, because they didn't choose to focus on life. Instead, they chose to live for the moment. And that's the problem with this Facebook and Instagram society, man. We're living for the moment. We're living for the likes. We're living for the subs. You know, it's crazy. You come over here, you know, you go on YouTube and you look up, you know, Lil Jojo. You're looking up at all these rappers that have passed, man. They were cut down, man. You're looking at 6ix9ine Tentacion, man. His life was cut short, man. For what? You know, for what did he lose his life, man? For what do these people out here instigating trouble, what are they losing their life for, man? What are they going to jail for? You know, 6ix9ine had a shot to make it, man. He burned it down, man. He lost opportunities. He had his own inner circle plotting against him, man, like some Brutus and Caesar stuff. You know, a kingdom divided itself cannot stand. That's what the sad part about it is, man, that 6ix9ine is in that realization right now that he's on his own. He's got nobody who truly watches his back. And he's already talked up so much stuff, man. He's already lost any credibility he may have had. You know, when I think of 6ix9ine, I'm reminded of a Chihuahua, man. You know how a Chihuahua barks real tough, like if it's a dog 3 times its size, but when you get close, it runs away? That's how I see 6ix9ine, man. Because I refuse to believe he's that ignorant to not know that he is not going to make it without freedom. If he stays in jail, goes to prison, I don't see him making it beyond the 5-year mark, man, unless he's put on solitary for the whole time he's there. You know, you gotta go. Some of these cats have to go the Snoop Dogg route, man. Snoop Dogg has been going under the radar this past few years, and he's seen a lot of things go down, and he's lost a lot of friends close to him. You know, he saw Tupac go. That could have easily been him too. He saw Biggie go. That could have been him too. Especially with his ties to LBC. In Cali, you would think, man, you got a lot of headhunters out there who might want to make a name for themselves. But he's playing it smart. You know, he's kept healthy relationships, but at the same time, he's kept his distance. Because he's not trying to get caught up in the same madness that 6ix9ine is being caught up in. He doesn't want to be touched with that RICO stuff or, you know, weapons charges and all this other stuff. He's trying to stay out for his kids, man. He enjoys his freedom. And regardless of the fact that not all of us have millions in the bank, we gotta enjoy our freedom too, man. Even if you're burdened down with bills, even if you're hating life sometimes when you wake up, being free is priceless, man. You get to take a step outside and take a deep breath without somebody telling you when to go shower, when to eat, when to sleep. The world is yours. The world is your oyster, man. It is what you make it. And I just want everybody out there to live their best life, man. To only go hard when the occasion calls for it. To only show the dark side, the mean side, when it comes in the form of defense. When you have to protect yourself. Otherwise, man, become a gray man, man. Rep your colors, rep your set, man. Be proud of who you are, but you gotta stop living that stereotype life, man. It leads nowhere. Drug addicts and junkies, man, that's not a life, man. Being a dealer, that's not a life to be living, man. You shouldn't be aspiring to that nonsense, man, because all it takes is 1 second to lose your life, man, on the streets. And all it takes is that one time for them cops to get lucky and to put you away for decades, man. Then you gotta deal with the internal politics behind bars, too. So anyways, man, this video has gone on long enough. I think I've said my piece for now. Come up with a new video later on this week, hopefully. Once again, man, I thank y'all all for your support. Both my supporters and my haters that are my motivators. ADR, this is King Black.